Genesis 45, Super Genesis 45. Joseph could stand it no longer. There were many people in the room, and he said, "Send everyone out." So he was alone with his brothers when he told them who he was. Then he wept so loudly that the Egyptians in the palace could hear it, and the news was reported to the Pharaoh's palace. "I am Joseph," he said to his brothers. "Is my father still alive?" But his brothers were speechless. They were stunned to realize that Joseph was standing there in front of them. "Please, come closer," he said to them. So they came closer. And he said again, "I am Joseph, your brother, whom you sold into Egypt. But don't be upset, and don't be angry with yourselves for selling me to this place. It was God who sent me here ahead of you to preserve your lives. This famine has been going on for 2 years now, and there are still 5 years to come in which there will be neither plowing nor harvesting. God has sent me ahead of you to keep you and your families alive and to preserve many survivors. So it was God who sent me here, not you. And he has made me a trusted advisor to Pharaoh, the manager of his entire palace, and the governor of all Egypt. Now hurry back to my father and tell him, 'This is what your son Joseph says. God has made me master over all of Egypt. Come down to me immediately. You can live in the region of Goshen, where you'll be near me with all your children and grandchildren, your flocks and herds, and everything you own. I will take care of you there, for there are still 5 years of famine ahead of us. That way, you won't be impoverished along with all your household. You can see for yourselves, and so can my brother Benjamin, that I really am Joseph. Tell my father about all my power in Egypt and about everything you have seen. Hurry and bring him here to me." Then, weeping with joy, he embraced Benjamin, and Benjamin did the same, and he kissed each of his brothers and wept over them. After this, his brothers finally felt comfortable talking to him. Word soon reached Pharaoh's palace that Joseph's brothers had arrived. Pharaoh and his officials were all delighted to hear the news. Pharaoh said to Joseph, "Tell your brothers, this is what you must do. Load your animals and return to the land of Canaan. Then bring your father and all of your families back here to me. I will give you the very best land in Egypt, and you will eat from the finest products of the land. And tell them, take wagons from the land of Egypt for your little ones and for your wives, and bring your father back with you. Don't worry about your belongings, for the best of all the land of Egypt is yours." So the sons of Israel did as they were told. Joseph gave them wagons as Pharaoh had commanded, and he supplied them with provisions for the journey. He gave each of them new clothes, but he gave Benjamin 5 sets of clothes and 300 pieces of silver. He also sent his father 10 donkeys loaded with the good things of Egypt, and 10 donkeys loaded with grain, bread, and other supplies he would need on his journey. Then he sent his brothers off and said, "Don't quarrel on the way." So they left Egypt and returned to their father Jacob in the land of Canaan. They told him, "Joseph is still alive, and he is governor of all the land of Egypt." Jacob was stunned. He couldn't believe it. But when they told him everything Joseph had said, and when he saw the wagons Joseph had sent, his spirit revived. Then Jacob exclaimed, "It must be true. My son Joseph is alive. I must go and see him before I die."